Hello everyone, we had Dave here who had no experience with horses, and I'm the first time meeting him. He's the first time here around my horses.
I'm a retired heating manager who's a part-time football coach and a full-time family man.
And the idea is hopefully we can go to a point when he communicates with the horse and he teach a horse for the first time in his life something new, or ask the horse to do something for him.
I'd need to know the right and wrong way of approaching the horse. I wouldn't want to scare the horse. I wouldn't want the horse to be scared of me. I just want to be able to put the animal at ease, that it knows that I'm not there to harm it.
If you're going to move to a different country that speaks a different language of yours, what would you do first?
I'd have to research the language, try and find out if I can learn any polite phrases to help me communicate with somebody else. And I suppose, being typically English, I'd expect everybody to know my language.
Exactly. So I'm getting to the point. Basically, to me, I always see most of the problems we have with the horses owners and people who get new into horses, or even they communicating with horses for years, but they're trying to communicate with horses in a human way, in a human language, and it doesn't work. So the goal is, I would first of all learn the language, the communication. So I think you set mind of it as a person who done nothing with horses, but the point you mentioning are exactly what I wanted. You know, I used to be in a place before when people used to pass on the road and see me training horses, and I always thought, you know, what these people would think. I have a stick, an example, and I'm communicating with the horse using a stick. What would you think as a person who know nothing, but you pass and you see a person holding a stick and trying to do something with the horse? What would you think?
I think I would have to assess the situation. I'd have to look at your body language and find out, are you brandishing the stick in an aggressive manner? Mm-hmm. Is your voice loud and aggressive, or is it a calming? Because it could be used as a tool, something that is that's intrinsic to you being able to train the horse. I always remember seeing in the old days as a kid a lion tamer with a long stick with a whip on the end of it, and they cracked it, and it's, to me, and because of the shouting of the lion tamer, it was in an aggressive manner. Mm-hmm. So I'd say I would have to assess the situation and see whether or not it's your method of being able to do things. Brilliant answer.
So we'll bring a horse and we'll try and teach you something with him.
Okay.
I'm going to explain first of all about the stick, why I do use a stick, and then we'll go from there. I first of all use the stick to explain to the horse, I'm here to communicate with you. This stick and me and everything I hold is here to communicate and not to hurt. So the first thing I would do use the stick is explain this is a communication tool and is not here to hurt you in anyhow. So it's basically building the trust and the confidence.
Okay.
So I should not use it as a communication tool until the horse confirmed it, observed and understood this is a communication tool and is not here to hurt you. So it's just here, first of all, to rub you, exactly like how my hand does. So how I stroke him with my hand, I can do the same with the stick. There's no difference. So we're going to use the stick today for 4 main different reasons to lead the horse with. So the stick can help us communicate with the horse easier, because we can reach wherever we want in his body without moving our feet too much. Can you imagine if I'm standing here? If I'm standing here and I want to move physically, I want to move his nose away, I want to move his front end away. Or if I want to move his back end away and I don't have the stick, I would maybe have to go physically each time, one time to his front end, one time to his back end. What if I want to move him forward? What if I want to move him away from me? It's possible, but the stick allows us to be quieter, more clear to the horse, make the communication easier and better for the horse to understand us, because we on time of what we want and we're more clear. So the horse knows he wants me to go forward, backwards, turn, left, right, etc. So the four things are, first of all, is building the horse trust, as I said, and confidence with me and the stick, etc. The second thing is I might use the stick to say, let's go forward. So I'll be standing here and I point with the stick, move forward. And it's enough for the horse to understand that by a sign pressure. I didn't touch the horse. So I just pointed with the stick, move forward, and he moved. So we have building the trust and the confidence and moving the horse forward. It's the second thing. And we also use it to stop the horse. So as soon as I point the stick forward, together maybe with some pressure on the rope, it means stop. And I also use it to understand, I want you to move away. So it's steering away from me. So when I want the horse to turn right, I point towards his nose. We go in this way. The mum and the foal, how they communicate. And they communicate in a very similar way. So the mum would tell the foal, Texas, we go in this way. She would normally use her tail to say, move forward. And she normally would use her nose to say, move away. And she normally would stop the horse also with her nose, saying, stop right here next to me. And if she want to go left, she'll use her tail more. She'll take both of her shoulder away. And she use her tail more, and she use her tail more, until he become running next to her. And if she decides to stop again, she'll take her nose towards his nose and block him and say, stop right here. Yeah? So this is how the mum would communicate with her baby as well. So that's just a little approach of how horses communicate, why we use the stick. I didn't go deep on the actual language, which is the pressure and release. So if we want something from the horse, we begin with some type of pressure. There is 3 types of pressure we can communicate with horses with. One is sound, which is basically talking, or any voice, such as saying move forward or backwards, but you can also use a voice of clicking, kissing, etc., such as something like that. So when the horse hears the voice, they normally know you want something. Sometimes it's hard for them to understand what that thing you're looking for. Your body language should explain, and if they don't understand, this is when the physical pressure comes. So I might say to Texas, he knows I want something, but he wasn't sure what is it I'm looking for. So now I'm going to use the same voice, but I'm going to ask him to move backwards. My body language explained. So I used the voice. The voice said, I want something. The body said, I want backwards. A sign pressure that he could see. Horses understand from everything they hear, see, and physically feel all the time, either something or nothing, or they learn to ignore it or respond to it. And this is their language. So, what I would like you to do today, just have some experience for the first time asking a horse to do something for you, but beforehand I would like you just to rub him all over his body with the stick.
You just read my mind. I wonder if he would still respond to me touching in the way you did.
Yes.
Texas. Good.
Good boy.
Good. Yeah. Good.
Brilliant. If you can swap sides and rub him with the other side.
Okay.
Good. If you can, let him just sniff you. If you can put just your arm like this. Yeah. When horses sniff something, they can learn, observe and understand if you're dangerous, if you're going to hurt them. And also when we touch them with something, they can also understand from the feel of the touch, you're not here to hurt them. So it's important we work on both. Them sniffing us, ourselves touching them and rubbing them with sticks and our hands, etc. Okay. How do you feel about just trying and leading them in a circle here, using the communication you've seen for the first time?
If I can remember, yeah, I'd absolutely love to.
Okay. Yeah. Give it a go. Try and lead him this way.
Good boy. I'm confusing you, aren't I, baby? Right, confusing you. Yeah, I think I'm confusing her, aren't I? Confusing her.
Don't worry about that. He's... That's good. Okay, let me show you a little more. How about you staying where you want and be in control and be more aware of where your place is. So if I say, try and be next to the horse shoulder with the arm distance away of his feet, yeah? And this is your zone. Your zone means you're going to maintain it all the time. So you shouldn't find yourself here or in front of him or in his other side or behind him. You should maintain this, and you can maintain it by sometimes slowing the horse, sometimes moving the horse more forward. As a leader, you should be in control of when, where and how to bring a better, healthy leadership. The way you do it is always as nice as possible, but you must be in a control of when, where and how. Especially when you lead animals, you have to do, for their safety, your safety, you have to be the one in control as a leader. So when you're going to decide when to move, when you're ready and you feel you're going to move and you're ready to do it and you think you know how you're going to do it, then you ask for forward just by taking the stick behind. When the horse feet moves, only then you move together with him. So the stick might go either neutral, doing nothing, if you're happy about where the horse is, your place is, or it might go little forward to slow the horse down or move his nose away, or it might go little behind to say to the horse move forward, or it might go very quiet. It can also rub the horse in between to explain, re-explain again that we're not here to hurt, and that's you happy with them as well. Because rubbing is always explaining to the horse as well that you're happy. So you can slow the horse by little pressure on the rope, stick forward, yeah, and you can maintain yourself where you are by slowing the horse on time, moving the horse forward on time, steering the horse away or into you on time. And this is what you need to try and use the pressure and release using sign, voice and physical pressure when needed to communicate. Give it a go. Let's see if we have any difference now. Amazing. Good. Stop him. How good is that?
Tremendous. Tremendous. Honestly, it's so emotional. It really is. It's emotional. You're a good boy. Good boy.
Brilliant.
I feel humbled of the experience of being able to work with such a wonderful animal. First time I've had any sort of experience of being near a horse this close in this sort of environment. It's just a fantastic feeling. The way that I've been able to communicate with the horse and the horse has been able to understand has been because of how well you explain what the horse needs and how you was able to let me know the best way for the horse to understand what it was that I'm trying to do with it. Well, when Shady gave me the initial attempt, it proved, because I've not been tutored on that it didn't work. But when I was actually taught how the best way to actually do it, then the method worked. It was so simple and so effective that it worked. Never for once thought I'd imagined that I'd be able to do something as good as this. It's going to be an experience to stay with me for the rest of my life.